Okay. So with your left hand on your chest, just be aware of your chest rising and falling. When you take a nice deep breath in, it rises, and when you breathe out, it falls, and your shoulders relax a little bit when you're breathing out. And for the moment, let's think of our tummies as being a balloon. So when we're breathing in, try and fill that balloon, raising that right hand, allowing your diaphragm to drop down in that space, having a really nice deep breath. And when you're breathing out, that right hand comes down towards your spine. So let's continue with this deep breathing. And we're going to be doing some counting here. So I'm going to be counting 4 counts in, you're going to take a nice deep breath in, and 6 counts, you're going to be slowly breathing out. Okay, so we can get ready. So breathing in for 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hold it there, and now breathing out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, breathing in for 4, 1, 2, 3. Really fill those lungs. 4, hold, and breathing out for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And just now breathe normally. Feeling your heart rate. Nice and slow with that left hand. Be aware of your breath. In today's practice, we're going to be synchronizing your breath and your movement. So for today's practice, we've got an hour of you just concentrating on your own body, seeing how it's feeling. Don't push it too far. Be kind to yourself. Okay, now from now on, I need you to bring in that tummy, holding that tummy in a little bit. So just tighten that belt about 3 notches, holding on, so it's going to protect your lower back, and we're just going to be breathing from our chest from now on until the end of the session. So holding that tummy in. Okay, so we're going to just gently take our head over, breathing out over to the left. Just feel that gentle stretch. Try and get your shoulders coming down. And breathing in, come back to the center. Breathing out, going to the right. Again, just be aware of your shoulders not coming up when you're doing so. Breathing into the center. And one more. Breathing out. Come to the left. And breathing into the center. Breathing out to the right. And back to the center. Okay, let's hug our knees in. Hug your knees into your chest and slowly just rock to the left and to the right. Okay, let's take our right foot down to the mat. Still hug your left knee in. Okay, and we're going to let go of that left knee, and then what I want you to do is small circles with that left knee. So draw small circles and try and get those circles then a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And let's take those bigger circles back to smaller circles. Okay, and with that left leg, straighten that left leg. And let's flex that foot and point that foot and flex and point. So when you're flexing, really try and getting your toes towards your shins. Okay, and then let's just do, whilst your foot is pointed, let's do small circles. And get those circles a little bit larger. And be careful with protecting our back here, keeping that tummy in. Getting those circles bigger. Okay, now flex your foot and taking that circle the other way. And drawing that circle smaller. Good work. Let's put that left foot back down onto the floor. And let's raise that right knee towards your chest and hug it in. So your left leg can be straight or it can be bent, up to you. Okay, and letting go of your right knee, let's draw some small circles with that right knee. Opening out that hip. Make those circles bigger, spiraling them out. And taking those circles the other way, making the circles smaller and smaller. Okay, let's straighten that right leg. And let's flex that right foot. And point it. And flex it. Nice, slow control. Just feel how it is with you when you're flexing and you're pointing. Nice, slow, controlled. And let's point that foot and draw small circles, going larger. Keeping that tummy in, protecting that lower back. Breathing in from your chest. Draw nice big circles. Point that toe. And flex that foot and making those circles the other way. Making those circles smaller and smaller. Excellent. Okay, hug both knees in and rock to the left and to the right. And now what I'd like you to do, come back to center. And let's rock forwards and backwards until you come to a seated position. Okay, from your seated position, what I want you to do is go into tabletop. So you can cross your legs in front and come over forwards, or you can put your legs to the side and come forwards. Just come into tabletop. Hands come up below your shoulders, your knees, below your hips, making sure that your knees are about hip distance apart. A nice flat back. And let's draw some circles with our hips. So I'd like you to go over to the left, lean to the left, come down, bring your bottom down towards your heels, and then go over to the right. So we're drawing some nice big circles with our hips. Come down as far as you can, and then coming forward, lean forward a little bit. And breathing in as we're coming up. And breathing out as you're coming back down. Let's take those circles in the other way. Change the direction of your circles. Just feel how your body is today. What it feels like to come down and forward. And then come to tabletop again. And then we're just going to sway forwards and backwards in tabletop, warming up our hips and our wrists. Keeping our tummies in, flat back. Going back to center, taking our left hand out to the left, pointing our right hand out to the right, and then just moving our body gently to the right and to the left. And then finally taking our fingertips, pointing as close as you can towards your knees, and then again rocking forwards and backwards. And when you're rocking back, you'll find your palms raise off the mat. That's fine. Excellent. Coming back, pointing your fingers back to the front of the mat. Let's do a couple of cats and cows. So on an out breath, come into cat. So breathing out, arch your back, trying to separate each vertebrae. Really feel a stretch in that back. And breathing in, come to a cow, tailbone up, belly down, looking forward. And back to cat, breathing out. Arching that back, tummy comes right to the spine. Try and pull your shoulder blades apart a little bit, feeling a stretch there. Breathing in, back to cow. Tailbone comes up. Belly down, and one last cat. This time, really try and arch your back. Really feel a stretch all the way down your spine. Really good arch. Bring your tummy in. Shoulders trying to pull apart. And then last cow. Coming up. Really feel a movement in that lower spine. Looking up. Coming back then to neutral spine. Taking our right hand off the mat and taking it all the way up into the sky. Open out that chest. And we're going to be threading that right hand through the gap, taking our shoulder down to the floor, head down to the floor. Breathing in, taking your hand up into the sky. Open out that left shoulder and taking our back of our left hand to our hip, or if it's available, your waist, your right waist. Open out that left shoulder and breathe. Taking that left hand back up into the sky, placing it back down onto the mat. Unravel yourself, right hand all the way up the sky. Open up that chest. Placing that right hand down, left hand comes up. Point that left hand up to the chest, up to the sky. Open the chest. Taking that left hand, threading it through that gap, taking our shoulders down to the floor, head down to the floor. And breathe here. Taking the right hand off the mat, taking it all the way, pointing it up. And then dropping it down, right hand, the back of the right hand on your hip or your waist. Open out that right shoulder. And breathe here. Taking the right hand up into the air. Taking the right hand back down to the mat. Unfolding yourself. Left hand up into the air. Open that chest. And bringing it back down to the mat. Tucking your toes under. Bring your knees 6 inches off the floor. Coming into bear. Hold it there. That tummy is nice and tucked in. Anytime it's too much for you, just drop your knees back down to the mat. On an out breath, let's bring our bottom towards our heels. Nice, slow control. Stretch it out. And breathing in. Slowly coming back to bear. Let's do that 3 times. So breathing out. Bottom comes down towards your heels. Stretch out. Breathing in, nice, slow, controlled. Back to bear. 2 more. Breathing out. Bottom down towards your heels. Stretch. Breathing in. Back to bear. Last time. Breathing out. Bottom towards your heels. Stretch. And coming back to bear. Breathing in. Holding into bear. Just one more breath. And then from bear, just come into downward facing dog. So pushing your bottom up into the air. Padding your heels down to the mat. Just check your position, making sure that your feet are about shoulder width apart. Spreading your fingers, pushing away, bottom up into the air. Shoulders relaxed. Keep padding those heels down, bottom up in the air, looking in between your thighs. Excellent. And slowly we're going to be walking our feet towards our hands. Slowly walk towards your hands, keeping forward bend. So feet again, shoulder width apart, forward bend. And here, taking our right hand onto your left elbow, left hand onto your right. Let's sway to the left and to the right. Easing down your body towards your thighs. Get some movement into those hips. And while we're here, let's relax your neck. So nod for 3 times. And shake your head 3 times. And just keep swaying, just gently. Trying to bring your body down towards your thighs. Your head towards your knees. And then just stop swaying, just hold it there. Dropping our hands down to the mat. Let's just see where your hands are for now. Keep a tab on where they are. Let's take our hands and bring them behind our calves. And we're going to take a nice deep breath in, coming up to nearly flat back. On and out breath, trying to ease yourself in a little bit more. Let's develop that stretch, trying to get your body closer to that thigh, your head closer to those knees. And on that in breath, coming back, nearly flat back. On and out breath, ease yourself in a little bit more. Let's see if we can develop that stretch. Bottoms up, legs are straight. Breathing in, last time. Nearly flat back. On and out breath. Just pull yourself in a little bit more. Try and get your body as close to those thighs as you can. Your head as close to those knees as you can. Just relax. And then just dropping your hands back down to the floor. See if you develop that stretch. Your hands should be a little bit further towards the floor now. And then we're going to be slowly coming to standing position. Just try and get your vertebrae to slowly move. So not come up in one big clunk. Just slowly bend in that. Back, those vertebrae stacking up onto each other one at a time until we come to standing position, taking your shoulders up to your ears and rolling them back. Excellent work. If you want to here, you can take some water. Let's come into Rosie's flow. I think we're ready for it. Okay, so Roz's flow. So come to the top of your mat and gently coming forward, forward bend. Gently coming forward. Bending your knees, stepping back into plank. Lower yourself slowly all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. And we're pushing ourselves up to forward facing dog. So pushing yourselves up similar to cobra, but take your hips off as well. Look forward. And then slowly bring yourself down back to the mat. Tuck your toes under. Pushing your bottom up, downward facing dog. Taking a right foot up into the air. And taking a right foot forward as far as you can. Into right foot lunge. Just check your position. Hips are facing forward. And let's come into warrior one, 2 arms up into the air. Shoulders down, just coming a little bit down further. Okay, so some of you, if you want to, you can lower that left knee down onto the mat. The rest of us stay into warrior one. Taking our arms out into cross. And on an out breath, we're going to be going over to the left-hand side. So rotate to the left-hand side on an out breath. In breath, come back to the center. Out breath, over to the right. Nice, slow, controlled. In breath, back to the center. Out breath, to the left. In breath, center. Out breath, out to the right. In breath, to the center. Taking 2 arms up into the air, back to warrior one. On an out breath, 2 hands on, sweeping down, paddling onto the left-hand side. Paddle all the way, looking at those hands. Look towards the back. And breathing in, back to warrior one. Breathing out to the right. Paddle both hands to the right, looking behind you. Breathing in, back to warrior one. Breathing out, 2 hands either side of you. Paddle back. Taking those arms out, up as high as you feel you can. And breathing in, back to warrior one. And then taking our hands down to the mat, stepping back into plank. Lower yourselves all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes, push yourselves up, forward facing dog. Hips off, looking forward, chest out. Bring yourself back down to the mat. Tuck your toes under, push your bottom up. Downward facing dog. Lifting your left foot up into the air. Left foot as far forward as you can. Coming up, left foot. Lunge. Arms come up. Drop yourself down a little bit. Warrior one. Here, if you want to, you can put your right knee down onto the floor. Others stay where we are. Taking our arms out into a cross. Breathing out and come rotate to the left. And breathing in. Rotate to the center. Breathing out. Rotate to the right. And breathing in. Center. Breathing out, rotate, left. Breathing in, center, last time. Breathing out, to the right. Breathing in, center. Back to warrior one, arms up into the air. Breathing out, paddle over to the left. 2 hands paddle, look towards the back, look towards your hands. Breathing in, back. Warrior one, breathing out, paddle to the right. Slow control, looking at those hands. Breathing in, warrior one. Breathing out, 2 hands either side, pushing back, lifting those arms up. Breathing out, back to warrior one. dropping those shoulders a little bit, and then taking our hands down to the mat. Left foot comes back, plank, lower yourselves all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes, push yourselves up, forward facing dog. Coming back down to the mat. I'll be nice and kind to you, so come up to a tabletop. So just come up, back to the tabletop, kneel up. Taking our knees out to the sides of the mat, we'll come into a wide-kneed child pose, getting your big toes touching together, and slowly on an out breath, taking our bottom down towards our heels, stretching out in front. Just take a breath. And then coming back to tabletop, tucking your toes under, pushing your bottom up, downward facing dog. Okay, so some of you will stay in downward facing dog when we do the next part. Others, you can drop your knees down to the floor and do the same in that position. Okay, so for the rest of us, let's take our right foot off the floor and then pointing that toe, that foot, and point it up, trying to get as high as you feel you can into three-legged dog. And then we're going to take that right knee and we're going to take that right knee towards our right elbow. Nice, slow, controlled. Don't rush it. And then taking that knee back, pointing that foot back to three-legged dog. Point it as far as you can up. Taking that knee into the center of your chest. Nice and slow, controlled, keep breathing. And then taking that foot, pulling it right back. Three-legged dog. The knee then comes towards your left. Try and twist your body a little bit when you do this one. And then back, pointing it up. And then this is the hardest one, so bringing your knee to the center. Taking that left foot onto its side. Straightening that right leg at the same time, opening out your chest. And breathe. If you feel you can, that leg is going to be raised. If not, that right leg can be on the floor. And breathe. And then slowly coming back to plank. So taking the hand back down, come down to plank. Raise your bottom up into the air. Downward facing dog. Left foot now off the foot, off the mat. Point it up. High as you can, three-legged dog. Taking that left knee slowly towards our left elbow. And coming back to three-legged dog, pushing that foot high as you can. That knee then comes into the middle of your chest. Nice and slow. Back to three-legged dog. That left knee comes to your right elbow. Twist your body a little bit here. And then back out. Three-legged dog. Point that toe up as high as you feel you can. And then taking our knee into the chest. Taking our right foot onto its side. Letting go of your mat with your right hand. Taking your right hand up into the air. Straighten that left leg. Lifting it off the floor if you can. Open out that chest and keep breathing. One more breath. And then come back to plank. Lower yourselves all the way down to the mat. Coming up, untuck your toes. Pushing yourselves up, forward facing dog. Chest out, looking forward. And then lower yourself back down to the mat. Tucking your toes under, come to child pose. So come into tabletop first. Taking your knees out to the sides. Untucking your toes. Putting your big toes together and slowly bring your bottom down towards your heels, stretching out in front. And here, let's just feel a stretch all along your spine. Bring your breathing back to normal. Going back to tabletop. Tucking your toes under, pushing your bottom up. Downward facing dog. And walking our feet towards our hands, slowly bending your knees into forward bend, just hold it there. And slowly unravel ourselves back to standing, taking our hands past our shins, knees, thighs. Coming to standing, bringing your shoulders up into your ears, rolling them back, shaking out. Excellent work. Let's do sun salutation A next. Take some water on if you need to. So, sun salutation A, come to the front of your mat. Come into mountain pose, 3 Bs. One is your bottom, pushing your bottom in, squeezing your glutes in, pushing your hips forward. Next B is your belly, bringing it in. Third B is your shoulders and your back. So shoulders come back, chest out, chin in. Relaxing those shoulders. Okay, on an in-breath, let's take our hands up into the air, leaning back. And take a breath here, so breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, on and out breath, then come down, forward bend. Nice and easy. Relaxing forward bend. Take a breath here. Putting our hands on our shins, slowly coming up to flat back. Think of your hips as a hinge. Try and get a 90 degrees. Try and get that back as flat as you can, pulling out from your head. Excellent work. And then bend your knees. We're going to come all the way to cobra. So stepping back into plank, lowering yourselves down, untuck your toes, pushing yourselves up, just a gentle cobra. Keeping your hips on the floor. Trying to relax that lower back, chest is up, looking forward. And then coming back down and tuck your toes under, pushing your bottom up, downward facing dog. Making sure that you're spreading those fingertips apart, nice flat back, shoulders relaxed, looking in between your thighs. Taking a right foot off the mat, right foot comes into the middle of the mat. Take your left foot right next to your right foot. Hands in prayer, slowly then pointing those hands up into the air. Slowly coming up, opening out those arms. Swan dive. Shake out, let's do it again a bit quicker. Front of your mat, mountain pose. 2 arms up, breathing in, breathing out, all the way down, forward bend. Breathing in, flat back. Breathing out, all the way down to cobra. Breathing in, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Breathing out, standing up. And again, front of your mat. Breathing in, arms up. Breathing out. Forward bend. Breathing in. Breathing out, cobra. Breathing in, down dog. Breathing out, standing up. Okay, next one is for you. I'm just going to say breathing in, breathing out, you do it. Okay, so stand in front of your mat. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Excellent. Everybody did it. Well done, everybody. Okay, take some water on if you need to. Okay. Let's do some flying dragons and some dragons. Okay, so let's come to the middle of your mat is fine for this. So the middle of your mat, let's come into chair. So forward bend. Forward bend. Taking our hands, just swiping your fingertips behind you and then swiping them in front, come into chair. Shoulders relaxed, making sure that bottom is down, chest is out, fingertips away from you, palms facing each other, shoulders down, chest out. From here, going to taking your hands down to the mat, stepping back into plank. Lower yourselves all the way down. Untuck your toes. Push yourselves up to cobra. Come back down to the mat, tuck your toes under. Push your bottom up into the air, into downward facing dog. Taking a right foot off the floor. Right foot as far forward as you can into right foot. Into right foot lunge. Taking your two hands and we're going to place your hands inside your right foot onto the mat. Okay, and again, if you feel this is too much for you, just drop your left knee down onto the mat. The rest of us stay where you are. Bringing your right foot onto its outer edge. Taking our right hand and place it on its knee. Just easing that right leg, that right knee out. Coming into dragon. And breathe here, don't hold your breath. If this is enough for you, stay here. If not, we can go to flying dragon. Let go of that knee with your right hand and taking that right hand all the way up into the sky. Open out that chest. Taking our right hand back down to the mat, taking our right foot back into plank. Raising our bottom up into the air. Into downward facing dog. Taking our left foot off the mat, placing it up in the air. Place that left foot as far forward on the mat as you can. Left foot. Lunge. Taking our two hands and placing it inside that left foot on your mat. If you want to drop your right knee, you can. Taking our hand off the mat, left hand off your mat, put it on your left knee. Putting your left foot onto its edge. Open out that hip. Into dragon here. If you want to stay here, you can. If not, flying dragon, taking that left hand off your knee and placing it up into the sky. Open out that chest, looking up into that sky. Flying dragon. Keep breathing or hold your breath. Taking our two hands back down to the mat, stepping back into plank. Lowering yourselves all the way down to the mat. Untucking your toes and come into cobra. Pushing yourselves up a little bit into cobra. And then dropping back down to the mat. Tucking your toes under. Pushing your bottom up into the air, downward facing dog. And we're going to be walking our feet towards our hands. Bend your knees. Come into forward bend. And slowly we're coming back to standing. Taking our hands past our shins. Try and curve that back. Nice and slow. Shoulders come up by your ears. And then back. Excellent. And just shake out. Okay, let's try our moon salutation next. Take some water on if you need to. Okay, so moon salutation. Come to the right hand side of your mat. And face the long edge of your mat. Our first pose is our mountain pose. Your 3 Bs, bottom. Squeezing your cheeks in, your bum cheeks. Hips forward. Next B is your belly. Bring your belly in. And your last B is your back. Chest out, shoulders back, chin in. And from here we're going to a high mountain. So bring our arms up into the air. Fingertips up into the sky, shoulders down and relaxed. Bring our palms together and just interlacing your thumbs. And then slowly we're going to be leaning over to the right hand side. Just slow, lean over to the right. Arms stay stretched out. Looking up into the moon, looking up to the ceiling. And breathe. And then coming back to the center. And then over to left moon. So leaning over to the left, looking up into the sky. Coming back to center. Taking both hands behind your back. Fingertips down towards your bottom. Palms in your lower back. And then we're going to be leaning backwards, backward bend. Chest out towards the moon. Looking up towards the moon. Excellent. Then coming back up. High mountain, sorry. So taking our arms up into the sky. Nice big step out with your left. Coming into 5-point star. So dropping our arms out. Okay, relaxing those shoulders. Feeling nice and strong in this position. Arms are straight, palms facing up towards the moon. Taking off thumb and middle finger. Pressing them together, come into goddess. So coming down, getting your knees into 90 degrees, your elbows into 90 degrees. Shoulders come back and down. Trying to open out those hips and breathe. And then from here, we're coming back to 5-point star. So pushing up, 5-point star. And from 5-point star, we need to come over to our right hand side. So we need to do the, I've forgotten a bit what I'm doing here. Right, so our right foot points towards the short end of the mat. Okay, and then we're coming into a triangle. Thank you. Our right foot, so our right hand comes down towards our right ankle. And so lean over to the right hand comes down towards your right ankle, and your left arm comes up into the air. I had a bit of a blank mind then. Open out that chest. If you need to, put a block where your right hand is, making sure that you're not leaning forward. Okay, so from here, taking both hands down towards the mat. And we need to step that left foot in a little bit because we're coming into pyramid. So stepping that left foot in and pointing both feet, so they're pointing towards the short edge of your mat. Straight legs, both two straight legs, looking at that straight point, that small edge of your mat. Then you come in, bring your two hands down towards the mat, bringing your thigh, your body towards your thigh, your head towards your knee. So we're in pyramid, hands towards the mat, your thigh, your body towards your thigh, your head towards your knee. And just breathe here. Use your blocks if you need to. And then from here, coming back up, put your hands onto your hips is fine. And then we're going to be stepping our back foot back out. We're coming into a right foot lunge. So step that left foot back out. Right foot lunge. Dropping that left knee down to the floor. Untucking your toe. Two arms out. Palms together. Linking in your two thumbs. Bring your arms up into the air. And then slightly back into half crescent. Looking up into the moon. And then coming back. Bring your hands down towards the mat. Bring that knee off the mat, coming back into a right foot lunge. Okay, keeping your hands onto the mat. From a right foot lunge, we're going to do right-sided lunge. So that right foot points to the long edge of your mat. Stretch out that left leg. Coming down, bring your bottom down towards that right ankle. Your left leg is straight and flex. Flex that left foot. Okay, here if you feel you've got the balance, you're taking your hands off and bring it into prayer. So this is left-sided lunge. From here, we need to go into a low lunge. So this is into the middle. Hands onto your mats. Bringing that left leg in a little bit. Trying to get into the middle of your mat. Okay, so this is a low lunge. So a low squat. So try and get your heels on the floor. If your heels can't come on the floor, then put a block behind them. So your bottom is towards your heels. Your hands come into prayer and try and push your elbows in between the insides of your knees. So this is a low squat. Back is straight. Shoulders are down. Okay, so from here we're going to our left-sided squat. Sorry, left-sided lunge. So over to the left-hand side. Straighten that right leg. Flex that right foot. Sitting down on that left foot. If you feel you can, taking your hands off the mat. Pushing them together into prayer. Feel this balance here, shoulders down. From here, we're going into a left foot lunge. Okay, so we've got a transition. So move towards the other side of your mat, looking towards the short edge of your other side of your mat. Hands on the floor, and then transition. So you're basically moving over into a left foot lunge. Okay, so from left foot lunge, your right knee comes down to the floor. Untuck that toe. 2 arms out and come into a crescent. So half moon crescent, pointing at those hands up into the air and then slightly bend them back into a half crescent on the other side. Excellent work. Taking our hands down to the mat, coming back to a left foot lunge. So tuck your toes under, pushing yourselves up, left foot lunge. And then that right foot comes in a little bit further because we need a pyramid. So bring that right foot a little bit forward. 2 straight legs, both feet pointing to the short edge of your mat. Keeping your hands down towards the mat, taking your body towards your thigh and your head towards your knee. Okay, and then from here, we need to block that right foot. So take your right foot and block it so it's 90 degrees. So point your right foot towards the long edge of your mat. Coming up. And we're going to do triangle on the other side. So leaning over to the left. Left hand comes down to your left ankle. Right arm comes up. So we're in a triangle on the other side. Open out that chest. Again, if you need a block, put your block on your left hand. Excellent. From here, bring your arms up into the air and taking your feet to the 10 to 2. So both pointing towards the long edge of your mat, but into a 10 to 2. And now we're in a 5-star. Bring your fingertips and your thumbs together, come down to goddess. Open out your hips, shoulders come down. Try and get a nice flat back rather than leaning forward. Keep your back nice and straight. Open out your hips, shoulders back. And breathe. Coming from here, back up to 5-point star. Stepping in your right foot towards our left. Come into high mountain on your left hand side of your mat. Taking our hands behind our backs, back bend. Fingertips down towards your bottom. Bending back, looking up into the moon. From here, taking ourselves back to high moon, taking our hands up to the air, bringing your hands together, your palms together, interlacing your thumbs, and then leaning over to the left-hand side. Looking up at the moon, into this left moon. Coming back to center, and then coming over to the right. Stretching out your arms, don't just collapse here, stretch out, feeling a stretch all the way down that left-hand side. Look up to the moon. And then back to center, bringing our palms down to the middle of our chest. And then shake out. Excellent, we won't go back the other way today. Let's do some yin yoga, some movements where we're just going to stay for a couple of minutes. Okay, so let's come down to the mat. sitting in on your mat. So come down to the mat, sit in your mat. Nice straight back. Legs out straight if you can. Okay, taking our left foot into our groin. Sitting up nice and tall. Trying, if you need to, you can put a cushion or a block underneath your left knee. But what we're trying to do is try and get that knee as close to the mat as you can. Sitting up nice and tall, taking our arms up into the air. And we're going to be reaching forward. Don't just collapse, reach up and over. Trying to get hold of that foot, that right foot. We're going to be staying here for 2 minutes. So the object of here is to breathe in 4 counts, breathing out 6 to 8. And by staying in the movement for about 2 minutes, your body then starts really relaxing into that. And then your ligaments and your tendons and your muscles all start relaxing, and you're able to be a little bit more flexible in that position. So try and taking your body towards your thighs and your head towards your knee. And we're halfway there. Let's take a nice deep breath here. Breathing in. On and out breath. See if you can develop that stretch. See if you go a little bit further down towards your thigh, your head a little bit further towards your knee. And see if that left knee can come a little bit further towards the mat. Okay, last breath, breathing in. And breathing out. Slowly coming up. Slowly coming up. Straighten both legs, shaking out. Bringing our right foot towards our groin. Allowing your right knee to come down towards the mat. Get yourselves nice and comfortable. Sitting up nice and tall. If you feel you need to, you can put a block underneath your bottom to help you. If not, stay in this position. Taking our 2 arms up into the air. Breathing in and breathing out, fold over. Trying to take your hands towards that foot or your shin, wherever you feel you can. Taking your body towards your thigh, your head towards your knee. Bring your awareness into your posture. Bring your awareness into your breathing. Breathing through your nose, breathing in for about 4 counts. And then breathing out a little bit longer.
nearly halfway. So let's try and develop that stretch. Breathing in, nice deep breath in. On and out breath, see if you can develop that stretch. Take yourself a little bit closer to that thigh, your head closer to that knee. See if you can take that right knee down a little bit. There's not a problem if you feel you need to just put a little weight on your knee, put one hand on your knee. Don't push it down, but it just helps it come down a little bit. We're nearly there. One last breath in. And breathing out, coming up, slowly coming out. Okay, so those were half butterflies. Let's do the whole butterfly. So your soles of your feet together. Bring your hands onto your toes. Try and getting your knees down to the floor. Stacking your back nice and tall. Tummy's coming forward. Chest out. Shoulders down. Okay, so we can stay here. Or if you want to, you can hands up into the air and then can reach forward. Just gently bring your hands down to the floor, feeling a stretch. When we're breathing in and breathing out, just allow your knees on the out breath to come just down a little bit further. Try and relax those inner thighs and your hips. Okay, halfway there. Take a nice deep breath in. On and out breath. See if we can go a little bit further down. Sink down. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Okay, just breathing in once more. Breathe, nice, breathe in. And breathing out. And slowly coming out. And shaking off your legs. Excellent work, everybody. Let's come down. Bend your knees. Let's come onto your mat. Let's just do the final part of relaxation. So keeping your knees bent. Back's nice and straight. If you can, taking your body
your back towards the mat without holding onto your thighs. Keeping your core nice and tight. If not, holding onto your thighs and coming down. So slowly coming down, bringing your back towards the mat.
Knees bent. Okay, so let's take our left knee towards our chest and then getting your left ankle on your right knee. Open out that left knee. Taking our two hands up into the air and then taking them behind your right thigh. Easing in. If you feel you can, taking your hands onto your shin. Ease your right knee towards your chest. Feeling a stretch all the way down that left hand glute, left hand leg. Bring your awareness into your breath and where you're stretching. Let's see if we can develop that stretch. Nice deep breath in, on and out breath, trying to get that knee a little bit closer to your chest. Feeling the stretch, feeling that development of that stretch on your left glute, all around your left thigh. And then dropping both feet down to the floor. Taking your right knee towards your chest. And then taking your right ankle onto your left knee. Open out that right knee. Two hands up into the air, taking them behind your left thigh. Bringing your left thigh towards your chest. If it's possible, get hold of your left shin. Bringing it in. And breathe. Let's develop that stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. On and out breath, bringing that knee a little bit closer to your chest. Feeling that development of that stretch. Feeling that movement on your right thigh, right glute. On the outer side of that right leg. This stretch is excellent for back pain, sciatic pain, keeping your spine in good health. And then taking our feet back down to the floor, taking our hands up into the air and take them out into a cross. And let's just drop our our knees over to the left hand side. Keeping your shoulders onto the floor, take your gaze over to the right. Be aware of how you're feeling on this side. Allowing your knees to drop down to the floor, ankles together. Feeling the stretch all the way down your right hand side. Breathing into that area. And bringing our knees to the center. Dropping over to the right, taking our gaze over to the left. Bring your awareness to any side that is easier or more difficult than the other. any aches or pains. Bring your attention to that area and allowing that area just to relax. Allowing that tension to drift away, breathing in and breathing out. Taking both knees to the center and then straightening your legs, stretching out, taking our arms up into the air and taking your hands behind your back behind your head, sorry. And full body stretch. Fingertips pulling out, toes pulling away. Breathing in, give yourself a good stretch. Breathing out, just relax. One last time, breathing in, whole body stretch, stretching those toes, stretching away with your fingertips. On and out breath, bring your arms up into the air and then dropping them down to your sides. Allowing your palms to face the sky or the ceiling. Allowing your legs to just relax, your ankles to drop out, your feet to come out to about 10 to 2. And now let's just bring our awareness back to a breath. Allowing your belly, your tummy now to come back out and allow it to come out. So when you're breathing in, just think of it as a balloon, allow it to fill. Taking your belly up, on and in breath, allowing your diaphragm to come down, on and out breath, bringing that belly down towards your spine. Let's bring our awareness back to your breath. So I'm going to be counting 4 counts in and 6 counts out to start. So take a nice deep breath in for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hold it there. On and out breath. Breathing out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, breathing in. 1, 2, bring that belly up. 3, 4, chest up. And out breath, belly comes down, chest down, shoulders down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Well done, and just breathe normally. Bring our attention to our neck, our head, shoulders, arms, and your hands. Breathing in all the way down to your fingertips. Breathing out, allowing your arms and your shoulders and your neck just to relax. Letting your mat take the weight. Let that tension just drain away. Bring your attention to your back, your spine, muscles around your spine and your hips. Breathing all the way down. Be aware of any areas of aches or pains. Give that area some extra attention. On and out breath, allowing your spine and your hips just to relax, to let go of any tension. And bringing our awareness to our legs, right leg, left, thighs, calves, ankles and your feet. Breathing all the way down to your toes. Breathing out, allowing your ankles and your feet just to drop out a little bit more, allowing your legs just to relax, drain any tension away. Bringing your attention to your breathing. Be aware of your chest gently rising and falling. And coming back into the space, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bring yourself back. And bringing your knees towards your chest, coming over to the right hand side into a fetal position. Using your right bicep as a cushion. And when you can, coming up to seat position, sitting up, knees crossed, nice straight back, tummies in, shoulders down, chin in. Taking our right hand down to the mat, left up and over, gentle stretch. Taking our left hand down, right up and over. Taking our two arms up into the air, shoulders stay relaxed, fingertips up. And on an out breath, bringing our arms down, shoulders relaxed. Breathing all the way down. Palms facing up, breathing in, stretch up. Back straight, chin in. Breathing out, palms facing down, shoulders relaxed. Nice gentle movements, breathing in. Stretch up, and then breathing out. Last time, breathing in. Palms up, stretch, bring your palms together, taking your palms then into prayer, into your chest. Namaste, everybody, have a lovely day.